Imagine walking into someone's house, opening a hidden manuscript, and finding out that the woman who lived there might be a psychopath. A woman who detailed the horrific truths about her own children, her marriage, and a dark side no one knew existed. Welcome back to the Reader Room. After diving into the mind-bending mystery of the silent patient, today we are stepping into an even darker, more twisted world. We are breaking down Colleen Hoover's most disturbing psychological thriller, Verity. If you think you are good at guessing plot twists, trust me, this book will prove you completely wrong. So, grab a coffee, dim the lights, and let's unfold the unsettling story of Loan, Jeremy, and Verity Crawford. Our story begins with Loan Ashley, a struggling, introverted writer from New York who is on the verge of financial ruin. But her life changes in a single day when she gets a massive career opportunity. She is hired to finish the remaining books of a hugely successful series written by Verity Crawford. Verity is a best-selling author who has recently been in a devastating car accident, leaving her unresponsive and unable to write. Verity's handsome and grieving husband, Jeremy Crawford, offers Loan a massive sum of money to take over. To get a better understanding of Verity's notes and outlines, Jeremy invites Loan to stay at their grand, quiet family home for a few days to sort through Verity's office. When Loan arrives at the Crawford house, the vibe is instantly heavy. This is a family struck by tragedy. Not only is Verity paralyzed in a room upstairs, but before her accident, the couple tragically lost both of their twin daughters, Chastin and Harper, in separate incidents. Now, it's just Jeremy and their young son, Crew. As Loan begins sorting through Verity's chaotic office, she finds something she wasn't supposed to look at, an unpublished manuscript. It's an autobiography written by Verity. Curiosity gets the better of Loan, and she starts reading. But what's inside isn't just a regular diary. It is a chilling confession. In the manuscript, Verity admits that she never wanted to be a mother. She details an intense, almost obsessive love for her husband, Jeremy, a love so consuming that she viewed her own daughters as rivals for his affection. As Loan reads further, the horror escalates. Verity describes how she intentionally caused the deaths of her own daughters because she was jealous of them. Loan is absolutely terrified. She is living under the same roof as a woman who might be a literal monster. She wants to tell Jeremy, but she fears it will completely destroy him. He is already a broken man. Meanwhile, living in close quarters, Loan and Jeremy start developing a deep, romantic attraction toward each other. But as their romance sparks, Loan's paranoia grows. She starts noticing strange things around the house. A moving curtain. A shadow at the top of the stairs. Crew, the little boy, casually mentions that his mother speaks to him at night. Loan becomes convinced that Verity isn't actually paralyzed. She believes Verity is faking her condition, watching them, and waiting for the right moment to strike. Unable to bear the terror and her love for Jeremy any longer, Loan decides she cannot keep the secret. She forces Jeremy to read Verity's manuscript. Jeremy is shattered, horrified, and enraged by the truth about his daughter's deaths. In a fit of absolute fury, Jeremy goes upstairs to confront Verity. And just as Loan suspected, Verity can move. When confronted with the manuscript, Verity reacts, proving she was faking it the whole time. In a terrifying, chaotic climax, Jeremy, blinded by grief and rage, strangles Verity to death right there in the bedroom. Together, Jeremy and Loan cover it up, making her death look like an accidental choking incident due to her injuries. They leave the house, start a new life together, and Loan becomes pregnant with Jeremy's child. It feels like a happy ending, right? Wrong. This is where Colleen Hoover plays her final card. Months later, Loan returns to the old Crawford house one last time to clear things out. While there, she finds a hidden letter written by Verity, addressed to Jeremy, dated just days before her final accident. And this letter changes everything. In the letter, Verity claims that the disturbing autobiography was never real. She explains that her literary agent had advised her to practice a writing exercise called antagonist journaling, where a writer forces themselves to write from the perspective of a horrible, evil person to overcome writer's block. Verity writes that she invented those horrific stories about her daughters as a creative exercise. She claims she was faking her paralysis not because she was a killer, but because she discovered that Jeremy had found the manuscript earlier, believed it was real, and had actually caused her car accident to try and kill her. She was faking her illness just to survive until she could escape with crew. Loan is left completely paralyzed with shock. She destroys the letter, realizing she will never truly know the truth. So, it leaves us with the ultimate, mind-boggling question that has divided the entire reading community: whom do you believe? Was Verity a manipulative psychopath who wrote a real diary and lied in the letter to save herself? Or was she an innocent mother, and Jeremy was the real villain all along? Drop your theories in the comments below. Are you team manuscript or team letter? If you loved this summary, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with your fellow book lovers, and subscribe to The Reader Room for more gripping book breakdowns. Until next time, keep reading.